Hello TF2 fans and random internet dwellers, this is Tobiased, the guy that does those SFM thumbnails for a certain Australian man. Today, we will explore a topic that concerns all traditional artists as well as video editors and even poster makers like yours truly. I know, right? I'm awesome. I am certain you've come across some amazing artworks in your time on the internet, but have you considered the perspective of the artist when you leave a comment, reply, or simply leave a like on their work? I cannot imagine the dedication most people have towards their projects, as it all looks so amazing that it must take hours to do and plenty of trial and error moments at small details. Surely it would be a shame should their work go unnoticed. To get started, you might be wondering what it means to be a media creator like myself and what our perspective is on doing the work we enjoy as our hobby. Artists are well known to think and recreate what they see with a perfect blend of their imagination, their tools, and patience. Lots of patience. For example, if I get approached by King Uncle Mr. McGrantic, who wants to commission an artwork that they need for a video thumbnail, I could be asked to make something fairly generic as, it's basically 5 unique and bizarre ways to play the engineer in pubs. Already, I can envision the poster revolving around a century-jumping engineer with the Wrangler gripped in their hand, holding onto his hat for dear life as he rapidly flies across the screen with a big smirk on his face. Even if you can't physically see the final product that you're aiming to create, you envision pieces that you slowly put together like a puzzle and keep mixing around till you get a result that fits and that you're happy with. Or run out of time and just send it anyways. But every artist has their own unique way of bringing their ideas to life. Whether you draw your characters on paper, animate them in SFM, use Photoshop, or even MS Paint. Ugh. Sketch them on a bathroom wall in markers, or go full try-hard and sculpt them on the side of a mountain like a frickin' lunatic. We've all got the same goal in the end, to create and express ourselves, just with slightly different ways of getting there. Being an artist truly is loads of fun, and fully relies on your motivation, persistence to follow through with your work. The only issue is, sometimes this dedication can be a detriment to you. It's always important to feel confident with your work and be proud of it, but having too much will cause you to fail to accept feedback and possibly overdo or hinder the quality of your work. It's always great to listen or take a different perspective that your friend, requester, or even your dog sees that you don't. Or just ignore everyone and the random clipping on that scout's shoulder, say it looks great, and collect the cash. But hopefully you won't do that. What do you mean they won't notice? I noticed. King Uncle Mr. McGrantic noticed. And even your dog noticed. Okay, I lied. Mr. Man never notices. Cough cough, like the thumbnail he didn't update. Forgetful requesters aside, are you feeling motivated? Okay, pretend you are then. What causes us to feel motivated? Let's use an example. Lightrod is an upcoming, new, but fairly decent artist whose previous work shows a unique skill at drawing TF2 characters, and he slowly gains popularity for his work on TF2 and various fan sites. He's motivated by the positive feedback he receives from his friends, fellow artists, and maybe even a popular TF2er or two, as well as many community members. Being accepted and even admired by people who he previously thought he would never interact with, never mind being respected for his work by them, brings him a great deal of joy. He finds his place within the community where he is admired and respected by his now growing, very mini fan base. With this, Elliot's newfound popularity gives him that boost he needs to take up the mantle of doing what he loves to serve people's interests. Doing requests for people, assisting with other artists' work, and generally being a nice guy. After each of his works, the individual positive feedback makes him feel happy, and makes him more devoted to his work than ever before, knowing people will love it. I'm sure you would want to continue doing something you would enjoy, knowing people will like it and even pay for it. As Elliot is doing requests, he feels a little overloaded, as many people wish to make requests and isn't quite satisfied with just gratitude for his time. He would like to make a little bit of money by turning his hobby into a little side job. There's nothing wrong with being paid for your work, as things do cost money, and it's not easy to enjoy a life without a little bit of reward for your efforts. Much like YouTubers and Twitch streamers, they are allowed to deliver higher quality content from donations. They get to upgrade their PC, maybe buy higher quality editing programs to improve the experience that can be given to their fans, or just spend it all on useless crap. I am all for helping out someone who delivers magnificent content and builds a sense of energetic community amongst their fans. However, there are plenty of issues with paid commissions that can hurt an artist's motivation and even damage their self-esteem. Tobiased is affected by these inconveniences too. He is all excited to get started on a paid commission, and when he finishes, the buyer refuses to pay, and then your hard work just goes out the window. Not only did the buyer deny him a reward, he just got what he thinks is a free poster. This is devastating for Elliot, as he is unable to make the buyer pay, and poor Elliot is left with nothing but a slap of disrespect and the feeling of being used and robbed for his talents, killing his positive energy almost instantly. What the buyer did was ultimately waste Elliot's time he could have spent on a potential customer willing to reward Elliot. But instead, he hurt him in the CP process. How horrible. But Elliot does not want to feel like that ever again. So he picks himself up and says, "Don't hurt me no more," and made sure he is not backstabbed like that again. He then sets up rules and creates a limit on how many requests he will take at a time. He is firm on his price and will not accept anything less. Obviously a lot more though. It's buyout or get out. He does a rough sketch and then requires payment to go further. He only makes time for people who appreciate him and his work and respect him for being a human being like everyone else. If you aren't a human, then by all means keep doing what you're doing. As demand begins to grow for his work, he increases his prices to accommodate for the time he spends and treats his hobby as both a fun pastime and a job at the same time. Sometimes he will encounter people who will not agree with his prices and has to shun them away. This is sounding like a trading rant. Or even people who decide not to credit him for his work. Unfortunately, artists like him will face these issues here and there and will be called selfish and greedy for something he loves to do and is not in any way obligated to do anything for anybody if he wishes. So calling an artist selfish and greedy is very ironic, as you yourself are saying you are entitled to free stuff, and people will just hand it to you. I don't care who you think you may be, but showing such disrespect and dishonesty towards someone with a unique talent because you disagree with the price is insane. Holy face, you're the president? Oh my god, can you sign my rocket launcher? If you don't think people deserve compensation for spending 1 to 2 hours of their time to serve you, then I do not know what to say, besides that you're a waste man. But this is not to discourage artists from doing what they like with art. Just be careful with how you manage your creations, as you will almost certainly encounter an unwilling buyer, or the occasional give me free stuff scrub. For some reason, they stop bothering me after I add them to my very special list for very special people. Oh, you're saying the blacklist isn't special? Well, it must be if you're on it. Jokes like my YouTube career aside, very funny. Never forget that doing something, anything, will require effort, and do not allow people to use you for your talents, whether it be drawing, animating, or creating videos, as you are no less than the next person. Be sure to have your skills recognized, for the right reasons of course, as it's hard to do something we love if nobody respects us for it. I'm not saying this out of personal experience, but from what I've seen, people can be crushed over involvement of money. So if you plan to do paid commissions, or plan to request one, be kind and try to work out an agreeable price, or don't risk hurting the feelings of the artist or even the buyer over a disagreement. Like you and I, we can only do so much or take so much as a human being. Thanks for listening to my rant, and apologies if I got carried away with it. I just thought it was a concern that I should talk about. If you have your own opinion on the matter, be sure to leave a comment, or if you enjoyed it, leave a like, and if you would like to see more content, just hit that subscribe button. It ain't gonna click itself. Thanks again for watching, and as always, this is Tobiased, and I'll catch you guys later.